when I look out into the world, I don't know this. My automatic conditioned thoughts, feelings, sensations mechanism, my personality structure, which I dearly treasure, looks out into the world, and as soon as I'm startled by something, as soon as there's a moment where my attention is captured from being relatively free, without my knowing it, a certain focus of attention, a vector, out there in the real world initiates energy that follows attention, that follows the vector of attention. Without my knowing it, I am rejecting internally all of the safety possibilities that are out there, that another type of person might be very aware of. But I'm looking for the difficulty, the hazard, and I don't know that. As soon as you introduce a focus of attention into all possibilities out there, and energy, conditioned energy, emotional passion follows that. The emotional passion is fear. Well, get a good shot of fear, your vector, your focus gets a lot of energy pushed in that direction, and it initiates a sort system where all of the difficult possibilities emerge on my screen to the exclusion of everything else. You become riveted. So a 1 on the Enneagram, the anger type, gets riveted on perfection. When any imperfection occurs, what emerges is a focus of attention to do something about this imperfection. Everything else goes away. All the other alternatives vanish off the screen, and you become focused on the imperfection of things. And why doesn't everybody see the world this way? It's the world to each of us, yeah? So it's important that you know a little bit about your own psychological type structure. This is very valuable because you'll know when you're projecting. So when the focus is out there on a projection, guess what? The anger type, the classical anger type, the 1, is out there seeing error, and it's their responsibility to carry forth, and a projection that everybody else is not doing their job. So you have to go forth and announce, that look at this problem over here. And if they don't fix it, it's my responsibility, and you can't let it go because it's 100% illusion. It's not like a choice. It's an automatic response. So the thoughts, feelings, sensations are hooked into a very lively response. I could use the 2 as an example, totally different. Heart-based 2. Other people's needs really stick out. They don't care about imperfection. That's not survival. They don't care too much about hazard. That's not really on the screen. The screen is to get approval in the eyes of another person. All of this is conditioning. From childhood onward, you have a predisposition to be a type. That's true. That's temperament. Then your temperament interfaces with the reality of your family life, and guess what? You come up with the wrong conclusion. That life for the 2 is built on the approving eyes of other people, and it is a totally intuitive capacity that 2s have to be able to receive the subtle cues, the perceptual cues, so that you can make friends with somebody. And then they're going to love you. And then you feel safe. Am I making this clear?
Yes.
You got a type. You have a focus of attention that drives that type. Subjectively, it's 100%. It's true, but only subjectively. And there are 8 others that are seeing their own subjective reality out here from their own vantage points. And they're equally bemused about their focus of attention. Just take in the diagram for a moment. It's user-friendly. It will tell you a lot about yourself. In '88, I wrote a book about this. The one brilliant stroke of insight that I had in how to write about the difference between received intuition, which is inborn. The baby looks at the caregiver and smiles. It's 3 weeks old. The stranger comes and they disregard the stranger. How do they recognize? How do they recognize without thinking? There are no tracks. There were no neurological tracks formed as yet. The brain's like a driven field of white snow. No tracks, but recognition is there. And the thing about the wraparound that we get from the personalities training all those years is that we forgot how to use the essential quality of perception that opens during prayer and meditation. So to be able to capture, yes, through discipline and practice, you're not going to get there in a minute, but you can learn to relax your type structure, and you know what happens? The life force comes forward, and it feels good inside. And one of the other speakers a couple of days ago said, you know, when you're happy inside, when you feel the pleasure of the life force, it's a good thing because you wish well to other people, and that is the end of projection right there. If we only get that far with the Enneagram, it would be a great contribution. That if I can relax resistance and feel my life force inside, I don't care if it's my heart, my head, my gut that's feeling it. I feel my life force inside. And all of a sudden, you see far more objectively out there than the subjective hell of focusing your attention on somebody, and you are the reason why I feel the way I do, and I feel bad, so I go forth to change you. And we're back in the Vietnam War zone. I wish you well.